Welcome back to the Graham Stephan Show. So today we got to talk about Grant Cardone because we're getting an inside tour into his $80 million Malibu mansion right on the beach. Listen, I clicked on the video, I watched the first few seconds. Looks absolutely insane. So with that said, we got to watch it. I'll give you my own perspectives as a real estate agent, real estate investor, and YouTube connoisseur, and then I'll give it a Graham score. Oh, and also I want to mention a big thank you to SimpliSafe for sponsoring this video, but more on that later.
Hey everyone, this week we're coming to you from Malibu, California. This is Carbon Beach, also known as Billionaires Beach, and the house right behind me is owned by Grant Cardone.
That's incredible. So Carbon Beach, for those unaware, is a small stretch of the Malibu coast that is the most expensive per square foot in probably the entire United States. And the reason why is because it's situated on such a promontory where you don't get a lot of waves, you get a lot more sandy beach than the rest of the Malibu coast, and the properties are just got a lot of width for more beachfront, and it's about a minute or two from the Malibu Colony, which is this whole area of shopping, restaurants. It's basically like the prime location of the prime location in Malibu, and that's where he's living. Now, $80 million, I guess that's about right. Some of these properties could sell for 100. The entry level point is usually about 20 million. So yeah, this could be right on point.
I shot a show called Undercover Billionaire. And it was exhausting, dude. 90 days during COVID, and I was beat up, and we rented a house 3 houses down. I didn't know about this house.
Okay.
It was not on the market, and I was exhausted, man. I came here with my wife, the kids. The first morning.
Oh, look at that. And he's right at the corner here, right by the promontory of rocks. Listen, this is prime Malibu we're talking about.
Saw this house from the exterior. I told my wife, I says, we need to buy this house.
Wow.
Like it just like
it immediately got you.
Immediately got me. Like it just pulled me like hard.
See, look at this. He's got no neighbor next to him. That is huge. That is so important because there's a lot of easements where the public is actually able to walk down onto the beach because technically the beach is public property. But you could see he's got no one on this side, so he gets a lot of light in the morning, and then the sun sets on the opposite side, so he's getting light throughout the day.
Do you mind telling who was the friend that you called to make is it real estate agent?
Brandon Williams.
Our friend Brandon Williams, one of the most notorious real estate agents in Los Angeles.
Brandon Williams. You know what? They were on a show a while ago. I think this was actually on a show, $1 Million Listing. I think it was this. Or maybe it was Selling LA, where Grant Cardone was actually on the TV show, giving a pitch to all the agents on why they could sell his house. It was incredible.
The end house, 150 feet, infinity pool. I knew exactly what it was. It's a Russian oligarch who owns the house. I said, Grant, it's impossible. The guy does not want to sell.
I want this guy's energy. How is he able to be so energetic? And now, I've met Brandon so many times, and he's always like this. He's always just on it, happy, excited, energetic. I want his coffee. He's always going. I envy that.
Grant, do you want to have me killed? You want like $30 million? And we squeezed him, and doing a deal with Grant Cardone is like a vice grip. You just squeeze and squeeze. And guess what? We got it for $40 million. We won the Cold War. It was the Russians against the Americans. We did it. We stole the house.
Yeah, look at that. And you're right across the street from the fire station. I mean, this could not have been a better location for Grant to buy.
Like everything you want in a house, it's big. It's 7 bedrooms, 10,000 square feet. It's got a lot of space for families to come to.
It's actually not bad. $4,000 a square foot for 10,000 feet in Malibu. Hey, there you go.
This is the gift that keeps on giving. This ocean constantly, 24/7, 365, never takes a day off. It always delivers a sound to me. It delivers motion to me.
That's the point. It changes all the time.
Yeah, that is gorgeous. I mean, this would be a dream to have a property like this. Grant has it right. Just if you're going to live in California, buy a vacation property on the beach in Malibu, then live everywhere else for the other 7 months of the year. I really got to say, since he's traveling so much, it's really important that he get a good security system on his house, like our sponsor, SimpliSafe, because right now, just in time for the holidays, you could save big on home security with up to 40% off new system orders. I'm going to go off script here for a moment because no joke. I've been using Simply Safe for over 5 years now, and they've been absolutely incredible. They're a home security system that's shipped right to your front door. You could set it up yourself in under an hour without any tools, and then after that, your home is professionally monitored for a fraction of the cost of the traditional systems at less than $1 a day with no contracts. Plus, you could start and stop at any time, and their professional agents are ready to dispatch police, firefighters, or EMTs in case of an emergency. I absolutely love the peace of mind I get by being able to check into my home anytime I'm away, see who's at the front door, or even look at the aquarium when I'm too lazy to walk to the living room. They've also got everything that you need, including sensors that cover every window, room, and door, HD security cameras for inside and out, plus all the extras like smart locks, video doorbells, water sensors, and more. Not to mention, it also looks like it's part of the decor, so it blends in perfectly. So if you're interested, you could save all the way up to 40% on your Simply Safe security system during one of their biggest sales of the year. Just visit simplysafe.com/GrahamStephan Show to learn more, and you can even try it out for 60 days risk-free to see if you like it. And if you don't like it, you could send it back free of charge. That way you have nothing to lose. After all, there's no safe like Simply Safe. So enjoy, and now let's get back to the video.
All I wanted when I was 10 was for somebody to show me the way. And I told my mom when I was 16 years old, I said, one day I'm gonna become super successful, and when I do, I'm gonna show people. My neighbor, the neighbor that had made it, he was the successful guy in town. He wouldn't let me in his house, bro. He wouldn't. How do you run a checking account? How do you run a business? Nobody would show me anything. And the more successful they got, the more clothes they seemed to get.
That's why I put so much emphasis on the channel in terms of like teaching financial literacy, because I think it's so important. Not enough people are talking about it. Now it's getting a lot better. Like 6 years ago, no one on YouTube, very few people were ever talking about like how to make money, what to do, like how to invest, where to invest, what accounts to open, how to get a credit card, build your credit score. But I'm sure back when he was growing up, like that definitely wasn't even a thing. Like before, people could just go online and look it up. So that's why I've taken such an interest in just talking about it, because I love that sort of stuff. And you know what? The more people talk about it, the better.
Front door, entry, views. You got a nice formal seating area here. You got a really cool space around the corner. Can you show us?
Yeah, come see the movie theater.
So
we have not used this. We thought we would use this all the time. I have not used this one time.
really, wow, it's a really cozy space, and you went all out.
Wow. Oh man, this looks awesome. The thing is though, when you're at the beach, you probably don't need a movie theater. It's just, you look outside. It's just, you look at the waves. It's like the free entertainment of the world.
It's great to get up close and personal with someone like Grant in the private setting of his home. He might seem like a nice laid-back guy, but he's actually a fierce real estate investor and entrepreneur who built multiple companies and a $5 billion portfolio.
I like how this video is positioned. It really does a great job in terms of sitting Grant down, getting his thoughts, showing who he is for people who have no idea, and then also just getting Enes's personality throughout this. So this whole video, in my opinion, so well done.
This is the family room?
This is one of the family rooms. There's three family rooms.
This is your kitchen.
I love the layout of the house, that a lot of the house is really situated with the beach view, and then everything else that you don't need a view, like the theater, is like towards the other side of the house, towards the street side. So this is laid out really well.
This is the value.
I couldn't build this if I wanted to. I couldn't get it approved.
Tell everybody about Coastal Commission and what kind of nightmare you have to go through to even build something.
If you could get this approved, if you could and you couldn't, it would still take you 5 years.
Yeah, they're so strict with that, by the way, because when you're on the coast like that, they're very particular about the caissons that go in, making sure you're not overbuilding, because that salt water destroys everything it comes into contact with over time. So doing something like this takes so much money and time to make sure it's done correctly.
This was closed off right here.
Okay.
So it closed the yard off. So we just basically added some steps here.
To almost like connect it to the main
connect
deck?
the two. This was grass. We e-paid this so that people could come out here and sit. The grass was cool, but it wasn't ever used.
Wow, that's a great idea. I love that he's taking a practical approach to this, because so many people would be like, no, we got the deck space over here. Let's just put the grass. It never gets used. So by doing something like this, at least it creates more usable square footage.
It's crazy to me how many people make decisions about money and never had any. And never had anybody around them that had any money. So most of the people that say money won't make you happy and it won't do this and it won't do that, I'm like, you fucking don't know anything about money. You should just have a clean slate and say, I don't know anything about money.
You know what the funny thing is? Generally, the more you think you know about a subject, the more you actually don't know. They did this study a while ago, and the people who felt the most competent were the least competent. So in a way, humbling yourself to admit that you don't know everything leads to a greater return, which is kind of weird.
These rooms are extremely spacious. The fact that this house is on the sand and you get bedrooms this size in Malibu is actually quite rare.
Why is it quite rare?
Real estate is so expensive here.
Was it
like,
because the
so
houses,
expensive?
Is it because the houses are older? They kind of have smaller rooms?
Well, this particular one was built about 15 years ago. Thus, they got these massive rooms and this big blueprint approved.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of the times these beachfront properties, they didn't build a lot of square footage. You find most of the properties along the Pacific coast are anywhere between 1,000 square feet to maybe 1,600 square feet. It's rare to get something of this size. Now, obviously, Carbon Beach, they have bigger lot sizes, which is part of the reason why they trade for so much more money. But the majority of these houses are small, and they're little cottages that just happen to be over the water.
Now, on this side, we have 2 ocean-facing bedrooms. Let's start with the one on the right-hand side. This is why living in Malibu is so special. Where can you open up your sliding glass doors, which I'm gonna do now, and here, ocean. Look how incredible this is.
See, this is something that, just for that bedroom alone, people would probably pay $2,500 a night.
We chartered Papa. It was 180 feet. As soon as I got on, my wife and I looked at each other. She didn't know what I picked. She trusted me to do the deal. As soon as we looked at each other, we could literally were like, too small. And so I said, well, what's the right size boat? It's not the length. Everybody talks about the length of the boat, as you know. It's the tonnage. The tonnage
It's
is
the
like
volume you get.
the volume of the boat. So now I have to have at least.
Man, you're deep in this
Dude,
conversation.
I'm deep, dog. So
You're
I got to
deep.
have at least 2,500 tons.
See, I don't get why he's buying these boats. Now, I'm sure he could write it off as some sort of business expense and just depreciate the whole thing. But generally, boats lose so much money unless you, I was about to say, even if you buy them used, they're going to still lose money. A lot of these boats are better just to charter. Basically, that means that someone else owns the boat and you just pay to rent it for the day or however long you're gonna use it for. The reality is, unless you're using this boat every single weekend, it's gonna cost you so much money to own a boat, maintain a crew, pay for dockage. I mean, it's just, it's so expensive and the boat depreciates a ton. So usually for something like that, it's better to just rent it for the day and then be done with it.
I need a big beach deck on the back, and I
Of
need
course,
boat
it's taking
sacks.
you a while to figure out if you can get one. That's gonna be easily 150 plus mil.
Oh, 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that boat would cost 15 to 20 million a year, $1.5 million a month to keep it.
Oh my God, it seems like a waste of money, $1.5 million a month. That's $50,000 a day. A day just to maintain a boat. That's $34 a minute just to own a boat.
This was a double office with a big door right here. We removed the door, opened this up, turned it into a gym. I got my bike, I got my Hypermax Oxygen 10X health system. This is 900 liters of oxygen. I consume that at least once a day.
Oh my gosh, oxygen. Man, they're charging you to breathe now. Why? It's that make that big of a deal? I would just be like, just breathe more. Just take in more air.
Go ahead and get in
This
there.
is the coolest
Get in there.
hot tub, or like a bathtub. Don't turn that off. Don't turn that off. Wow, this is insane. This is crazy. There you go.
That's a flex when your water comes out from the ceiling. It's so impractical though, because I'll tell you, every time that happens, just water splashes everywhere. It's a mess. But it looks cool. So with that said, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, feel free to add me on Instagram. Thank you so much, and until next time.